Dear ladies and gentlemen, it's such an honor and such a privilege to stand between and before such a distinguished audience here at Cambridge University and share the ideas and the science and the experience behind Genie in a bottle. I'm sure each of you have heard about miracles, a lot of things, but today I'm here to talk about the science behind miracles and how each of you can unveil your inner genie, that genie in a bottle that is not hidden somewhere outside. Each of you has it inside. And I want to share with you the formula of transformation. Not as an abstract theory, not something that is happening outside, but as an actionable and result-oriented and measurable plan. Because what if I tell you that what we call miracles, those breakthrough moments that happen overnight, when health is restored against all odds or when success accelerated, it's not a miracle that each of you can achieve anything you wish, not because of random events, but patterns. Patterns that can be measured, that can be repeated, and even accelerated. And for decades, science has been uncovering what ancient wisdom was suggested, that human potential is not fixed, it's programmable. And each of us can influence it if we understand how it works. And neuroscience confirms that our thoughts, our emotions, and energy influence our cognitive function. Moreover, it influences our brain structure. And epigenetic also proves that our beliefs and external stimuli can turn our gene on or off, shaping our biological expression. And I'm sure that each of you have heard about quantum physics and that the act of observation itself can influence reality at fundamental level. So having all those instruments, why we still don't using it? And through Genie in a bottle, I have witnessed myself extraordinary transformation of thousands of people that were healing from lots of health issues, from cancer, doubling their revenues overnight, reaching their highest potential. I know what you are thinking about now, how we can use it. And there is a formula of transformation that anyone can follow. It's very simple, but not that simple to implement. So every time the process followed the same core principle, not by luck, not by force, but by activating a specific sequence. That sequence that aligns our mind, our body, our energy, and our reality. And that sequence is what I call Genie in a bottle. It's a structured system that integrates cutting-edge science and cutting-edge research in neuroscience, bioenergetics, and quantum expression, just in order to create transformation of human potential. And it could sound very simple. And I'm here to tell you how you can apply it to your everyday life. And the first phase is energy activation. Our nervous system is organized in a very ordinary way. And transformation never begins with thought. It begins with our state. Your nervous system is your operating system. It's operating system of your reality. And if it's wired for survival, it will filter opportunities as threats. But if it's in coherence, wow, that becomes like a portal. Because it's like a gateway to higher intelligence, to creativity, to intuition. And heart rate variability studies from Heart Math Institute shows that when our heart and our brain in sync, our cognitive function, our stress resilience, and even our emotional intelligence improve. And that's impressive because I'm here to talk with you about science, not about magic thinking, about something that is possible to apply on everyday life. But it starts when your brain and when you as personality start to understand how this works. And EEG research also showed that altered state of consciousness, especially theta waves and gamma states, they enable neuroplasticity, allowing changes in identity level. And they just occur faster. And the polyvagal theory by Dr. Stephen Barrett also shows that when the vagus nerve is activated, and it can be activated through breath work, through energy techniques that we use in Genie in the bottle, your nervous system shifts from survival mode into openness, into expansion. And in Genie in the bottle, we use it and apply it through Kundalini activation. Who have ever heard about Kundalini activation? Who have ever tried Kundalini activation? Oh, wow, lucky you. That's what we do actually in the Genie in the bottle. So, this way, your perception expands and increase your neural receptivity. Moreover, breath work or physiological coherence exercise, they also reset your subconscious emotional patterns. And just within minutes, just imagine, it's really within minutes, your cognitive rigidity dissolves and individual access deep clarity, insights, and even decision-making power. So you don't need to activate your intuition to wait for some miracle to come. You just do a practice, do technique that gives you all this. This is why when people enter this state, they experience quantum leaps. Not because their external world suddenly changed or miracle happened, but just because their perception of reality and perception of possibility expand. So to get this quantum leap, you don't need anything but just right state. The second phase is cognitive reprogramming, because you as identity can shape reality. And what if I told you that any situation, any reality is not shaped by external circumstances, but by the way your brain filters information? And the reticular activating system acts as your brain filter. So it shows you only something that aligns with your deep subconscious mind, with your deepest subconscious identity. Moreover, neuroplasticity studies confirm that identity is not shaped, is not fixed. It's wired and rewired through your beliefs, through repetitions, belief reinforcement, and even emotional intensity. Moreover, studies in cognitive neuroscience shows that when we visualize our future with full engagement, with full sensory engagement, our brain encodes it as it is already have happened. So you don't need this on real life. You just imagine it with your full sensory reinforcements and your brain accepts it as its reality. Moreover, it creates a neural blueprint that, of course, activates materialization in this reality. And in Genie in the Bottle, we don't just set goals, but we embody the version of ourselves that has already achieved it. So if you want to achieve something, just live your life the way you already have it. And by reprogramming identity first, external reality begin to reorganize, of course, around new neural architecture. That is why when people experience this, they don't leave activations just expired. They feel inspired, everything is amazing, life is beautiful. No, it's not about this. It's about already operating from new paradigms. One where opportunities, clarities, and actions flow effortlessly. And the third and the most important final phase is the paradox of letting go to receive. And here I want each of you to do one exercise with me. But before, I will talk a bit about science because it's important, again, for you to believe and rely on the information. Because even after rewiring identity, there is one very important final barrier that prevents most of people from achieving what they really desired. Maybe you know something? What could it be? So that barrier is attachment. And psychological study confirms that excessive attachment to outcome triggers amygdala and stress responses. So it limits your cognitive flexibility and problem-solving ability. Moreover, studies on surrender and non-duality by Dr. Lisa Feldman from Harvard, they show that the way you accept it and suggest that when individuals release attachment to outcome, their effectiveness, their prefrontal cortex engage more effectively so that your decision-making process is much better. Moreover, your intuition is much better at this moment. And I'm talking again, not about miracles, but again, about science. And in Genie in a Bottle, we apply this as the final phase. And now I want each of you to try it. Please close your eyes. And we're going to do this exercise. And imagine your biggest dreams, those goals that you are still seeking. And now I want you to imagine that none of those dreams will come true. How do you feel? How do you feel if I tell you that what you have now is already the best out of what you can have? How would you live if you feel that the present moment is the only moment that you have already? How would you feel if you understand that there is no future, but only now? How would you accept this moment? Are you happy in it? Are you happy right now? Would you think, well, it's not that bad? Or, oh my God, if that's the best thing happening to me, how would I live longer? And you know, it's very important realization that the only thing we have is now. There is no future. All your goals, all your dreams, something that you put in the future, if it happen, it will happen again in present moment. So the future doesn't exist. But if it happen in future moment and you are not happy, you are not satisfied right now, you would never be satisfied. Then in that future, when you will have all your dreams, all your desires, you will feel the same. So don't take this for granted. Feel your graduation. Feel your gratitude for this moment. That's why when people release their goals, their dreams, they become free. They let go of pressure, of anxiety, of fear. And paradoxically, the moment they stop chasing, they become magnetic to the very outcome they once desired. And I want you to remember this, because the true power is not about forcing reality. The true power is about aligning with it. So don't ask, how can I get this goal or this dream or this desire? Better ask, how can I transform internally so that external would change? Everything in outside happens organically, but it happens only in the moment when we align with something that we really desire in this life. Transformation is not random, it follows a process. And here's 4 main steps that I have told you before. Activate your energy, expand your perception, take aligned action, and then let go. But let go to receive. And suddenly, you're gonna see that everything begins to align. And this is not magic. This is science. You see, everything is approved. And what if I told you that what we call Genie has never been in a bottle, something that we were seeking outside has never been there? That the magic, the transformation, the limitless possibilities has been in you all along. I don't want you to wait for Genie. You are the Genie.